this lens is fast. Let's look if it's also good. Hi, it's Peter here. And we have to start with the disclaimer. This TTArtisan 50mm f/0.95 lens was sent to me by TTArtisan. I did not ask for the lens, they just sent it to me because I've done TTArtisan reviews before, and since they sent it to me, I'll do the video. So they did not ask me to do the video, nor do they see this video beforehand. So everything I say in this video is my own opinion. But let's start with the look and feel. As you can see, TTArtisan lens looks really nice, and the construction. Hope it's not ruining my audio. And where was I? The look and feel. This looks gorgeous in my opinion. The only problem with TTArtisan lenses is that they all look a bit different. I don't know, they haven't really found their way to design the lens. I haven't really understood why they have all these different types of lenses so that they can, why not make just one good format of a lens and then use that on all lenses to be recognizable. This one is really well made and everything is carved in, so it's not printed, and that makes it probably quite good, so the markings won't fade away if you use it a lot. And I haven't used this really that much, and I will talk about the image quality later. And then the look and feel. It has clicks on its aperture ring, which I find to be very good. I like the feel of it, and even though I do quite a lot of video, I very seldom change the aperture during video. So for me, and yes, somebody is doing something. Yeah, they're building a fourth skyrise in the back. And where was I again? Yes, about the clickable aperture ring. That's a good thing, like I said. And the reason is that, like I said, I don't use aperture quite a lot when I do a video. If I'm shooting video with a lens that has clickable aperture, what I do is I mainly use the ND filter. I might change the strength of the ND filter rather than changing the aperture. That's in most cases. But if it's a video-centric lens, then I can understand that there is no clicks. It is better for video. And then there's another thing that I've said before is when the aperture ring is in the front, I'm kind of used to having it in the back. I don't know why, but every time I use this lens, I start focusing, I grab the aperture ring. And okay, that's only me. And I remember once when I was complaining about this, someone was saying, how can I say that? Because traditional Olympus vintage lenses, that's the same way. Yeah, but I haven't really used them that much. So I'm more used to having the focusing ring in the front. But that's something that it's not a fault, it's just a different way of doing. And it has aperture all the way up to 16, and there is one click between every aperture up until f4, then it's only one. And there is no aperture f11. It kind of is if you put it between 8 and 16, but it doesn't have the marking because it doesn't fit in there. And then what's good about these manual focus lenses is that it has the depth of field scale on the side, and that's really, really good. I really like that because, then you can see and you have kind of an idea how much depth of field is, and that is something that modern lenses also should have. Not all of them have. Some of the Olympus lenses that has MF clutch do have it, but not all. And I think that's something to really consider. And then we talk about the usability of this lens. And that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with the usability, and the carvings, the silver carvings here is actually quite good. You have a very good grip on the aperture ring, which is really good. And since this is totally manual lens, there are no contacts, electronic contacts in the lens. So no metadata about the lens will be transferred to the metadata of the file. So you need to put it in the lens info if your camera has, because this camera comes in with different mounts. This one is the Micro Four Thirds mount on a APS-C version of the lens. It's manual focus too, and then you need to be familiar with manual focus if you want to use this, because of course when you have f/0.95 the depth of field isn't very much, so you need to be really precise to nail the focus. And you can use magnify and focus peaking those are the things that you should use when you have a manual focus lens. But other than that, it's quite good. It's a bit heavy. It weighs about same as the 25mm f1.2, which is 410 grams. This is 411 grams. And here are some more specs about the lens. The closest focusing distance is 50 centimeters according to the spec sheet. In reality, it was 56. I don't know why, but it's not a big deal because this is not a close-up lens or macro lens, but you can use it for close-up photography. It's okay for that too. And if you use, what do you call these, extension tubes, then you can use it as a macro lens. The size of the frame is about the size of EM5 Mark III if you focus it to the closest distance. That's about the size. The camera fits in the frame, so it's not a bad, a big flower or something like that could be totally fine when you photograph that. And then let's talk about the image quality. Image quality is always, for me, more than just corner sharpness or really sharp edges or sharps, and it's about the character of the lens, which I will talk a bit later when I show more images that I made with this lens. And it's I don't really never understood why image quality, when we talk about sharpness, is always the big thing. Of course, this one is not fully sharp at 0.95, but the look and feel of the image is really pleasant. And, stopping down a few stops will make it better, and we'll get rid of the vignetting that there is a bit. And of course, there is some distortion if you use it full open. And of course, the important thing when you're buying an f0.95 lens is, of course, how is the image look when it's used full open? Because of course, if you have a f0.95 lens, you want to use it full open, of course. Why would you get a 0.95 lens if you don't want to use it full open? Yeah, cool. Some canoeing there. What a nice weather to do that. And where was I? I need to check so that I say everything about the image quality. And then, chromatic aberration is not that bad. You can fix it in post if you want to. And usually, why not? We do want to fix that. But like I said, stopping down a bit, maybe this one all the way to f5.6, it will have its best image quality. I photograph different things and genres with this lens. Full open, it will produce some halos around the highlights, but that can be fixed with adding some contrast. The image looks a lot better. The colors come out nice too. I kinda like the character of this lens. And what about the price and the value for money? At the time this was made in July 22, this costs about $218 which is not a bad price for what it is. And I think it is a good value for money if you need a fast 50mm lens. But we have to also remember that 50mm or the micro four thirds body is a small telephoto lens, and that might be something that you might not need. But if you do need a portrait lens, for example, this could be an option. Really inexpensive option. And here are some more videos about TTArtisan lenses. But hey, thanks for watching and bye for now.